Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Solana. Solana's actually performing very well today. We got this little candle wick up for that fair value gap and that liquidation sweep there, that upper 148 range, as we discussed earlier. Now it makes sense for the price to pull back. I was expecting it to happen a little sooner, so unfortunately this little playout chart didn't exactly play out the way we wanted, but this entry is still valid. In other words, we have a decent amount of volume here at the 138 range, so if the price has pulled back to that level, it seems like a logical entry for a long. Now, we don't even know if that's going to happen. The price could continue to run, but the truth is Bitcoin is starting to retrace, come back down to that 56,000 level, and I think 55K is a decent next target, next step for Bitcoin. If that happens, I think Solana will come down to that 138 to 140. Let's look at liquidation, kind of see what's going on here, and just a quick favor before we get going here, hit the like button, folks. It really helps grow the channel, get this in front of more people who deserve a fighting chance to not get so destroyed by the market. Because again, I'm the opposite of a moon boy. I'm more of like a logic boy or somebody that doesn't use their emotions to trade, and I can tell you generally that's mostly favorable. It's done well for me the last 20 years. I'll admit the first 5 to 10 years took a long time to figure out how to disconnect myself, my emotional self, from the logical part of me that essentially is better at trading. So anyways, I talk about that in my trading university. Feel free to attend, link down below, cryptocache.tech if you're curious. So looking here at the price action here for Solana, we can see a pretty significant amount of liquidation here. That was about $250 million at 148. We talked about that earlier being a logical next sweep. And in hindsight, obviously a great place to consider a short. Now, I don't recommend shorting this coin in general. It's just not really safe, especially when we have a massive downtrend like we have, and we kind of found our bottom tentatively, and Bitcoin is, performing fairly well, all things considered. We are 48,000 yesterday. Now today, we're at 56, 57. It's pretty interesting the way it works. Of course, a week ago we were at 70,000, so there's that too. But either way, liquidation, from a liquidation standpoint, there is some down as low as 142 to 144, which we're getting close to right now, truth be told. So again, I think it would make sense to consider an entry at 138 to 140, just from a conservative standpoint. Now, is that a guarantee that's going to happen? Absolutely not. Solana has been known to not really care about what the rest of the market does and just continues going higher. We're probably at that point right now. But just know there's 600 million in liquidation at 135. That is the next lower shelf, effectively. That's when we're gonna see some aggressive behavior if that happens, because that's that lower point of control. Okay, right now we're at the upper range of that, and we're above majority of that volume. So the probability of seeing 135 is pretty low. I just want you to know that it's there, okay? There is obviously liquidation to the upside too. There's half a billion here, half a billion there at 154 and 156. So just know it's all available there at any given time for the whales to sweep, and we're just going to be caught in the either a crossfire or advantageously getting ahead of it. So that's the whole point here. Let's take a look if we can do that with our SMAs. First of all, 200 SMA, we talked about this earlier, still holding like a champ, and that 0.5 fib level too. So the simple way to understand it here is we've got a lot of confluence for resistance at the range of 145 to 148. So just note that this isn't going to be a situation that is easy to break through. Probably going to need a couple of reattempts to break through that level. We need high volume to make that happen. Now, we have been seeing a lot of volume too. Obviously, we see a massive amount of volume from yesterday and today. But depending on how you look at it, there's a lot of different iterations there that you can kind of summarize that we're high volume here today, but it's just that natural dip buying too. People are just buying the dip 130 to 148. This is the heaviest amount of volume that we've seen over the last, few months worth of trading. Most people feel comfortable buying at 130 to 145. It's just the heaviest concentration. So I'm not surprised we saw the price shoot up there, and we may even be range bound between 130 and 145. That seems logical too. From a moving average, the oscillator perspective here, everything's performing normal. We bounced off of that 30 range on the RSI, and nothing really to report. It hasn't changed too much since earlier today. Moving average here, we're still over the 20, so this leads me to believe that the more local resistance, which again is just these couple of bars here, roughly 48 hours ago, we can see here is 135. So that should be the new bottom, okay? Coincidentally, we've just identified this, 135 is that lower level of liquidation, okay? So again, if 135 is retested, that would be a logical place for the price action to bounce, okay? Just a nice little bounce off that. So better case scenario for me would be to get in right there, close to that lower fib level, and or more importantly right here. So I'll just go ahead and set an alert at this point. If the price comes into that range, I'll be more than happy to consider taking a long, but of course I'm going to reevaluate and ensure I don't just jump in the blind, okay? 4 hour time frame though, we are and this is unusual for a lot of coins, maintaining above 50 on the RSI. That's extremely important. Money flow index right there with it. We can see stochastic kind of topping out, which is another reason why we're probably not going to expect the price to go too much further. So we take a look at TD sequential. We've been running for about 32 hours in the same direction. Okay, an extra 4-hour candle there will put us at a resistance, because again, Solana's pretty good about hitting overextended states and reversing itself. Like this is the 9 before the price pulled back. We had a lot of instances or iterations here too where we could see the price pulling back every time it hits a 9. They're not massive pullbacks, some of them, but they are significant nonetheless. Okay. There are a few instances too, keep in mind, where it continues to run once it breaks through resistance. And we haven't broken through resistance yet because if you can see the price action for now, we're still in this resistance range. So until we can close soundly at like 150 or higher on the daily, we shouldn't expect the price to run for Solana. Now, do I just want to take a late long here at 150? Probably not, because I don't think breakout trading is really the best strategy at this point in the current market. Again, I would like to see a bullish back test of that. If the price breaks up here and comes like this, that's exactly the point where I like to get them. Okay, those are just things I like to look for. Do they happen a lot? Yeah. Do you catch them a lot? No. It's hard to be awake and alert for those exact moments. Most of these things that happen are usually when we're sleeping. Okay, and that's just again how it works. Unless you don't sleep, then you're gonna miss some opportunities. Okay. But in case you don't remember, we are human, and it is normal for humans to sleep. At least it should be. Let's look at the hourly and quickly clarify the Ichimoku cloud. Still above. The lagging span is getting closer to the price action, and Bitcoin, for example, it's on its way here to intersect. So it does imply that the window of opportunity is kind of getting closer to an end. I'm not saying that the price is just going to drop, but at this point here, we have a decent consideration for that to occur, which is nice. So you can see this natural staircase pattern. Look at this. Price goes up and over, and then creates a high there that uses the new low. And then this previous high becomes the new low. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the price continue to work its way up. These are natural staircase patterns, and they're actually very good and healthy to trade into. Until this trend is broken, you really don't want to presume it's going to discontinue. So from an hourly perspective, even the 4 hours looking pretty decent. There's a solid chance that Solana will continue to run. Just note, natural pullback of Bitcoin retests 56K or perhaps even loses that support and continues lower, then we could very well see this 135 to 130 range retested. And if so, those would be areas I'd be interested in getting into. Again, I don't like to long the top generally when a price is overextended until we break through that key level resistance at 147, 148. Retest it bullishly as a back test. I have no consideration to take a long just yet. It's me personally though. I'm more of a conservative trader that likes to trade with confirmation. Not to say you couldn't trade now with success, it just doesn't seem to make the most sense to take a long at this exact moment. That's just me. Again, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Why don't you comment below, let us know. Don't forget that like button. Join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Actually, more importantly, join us with Bitunix, folks. This is only available for the rest of the month here. This is a trading bonus, deposit bonus thing, where you deposit some funds, you get some rewards. So it's awesome, easy to use. Link down below. You have to use my link to register, but if you did this previously, simply just deposit some funds, get those bonuses, and have some fun with it. Again, no KYC or VPN if you're considering. I hope you have a good rest of your day either way. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.